last month, I realized 3 services were generating 87% of my agency's revenue. See, I took my agency from $16,000 to $20,000 months to $146,000 months using just 3 core services and 5 core client types with 0 ad spend. And in the next 8 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to identify your 20% that is driving the 80% of results and why everything else is just expensive noise. The 20% of your clients will generate 80% of your revenue, and that 20% of your services will generate 80% of your results, and that 20% of your time produces 80% of your impact. But what nobody tells you about agencies is it's actually more like 95.5 when I analyzed my data. Yeah, 5%. Let me prove it to you. So I'm going to show you something around the 4-minute mark that will completely melt your brain. It melted my brain when I found it in my analytics, and it's going to show you why the 4% really works. So first section, niches. Let's get tactical here, guys. Here's what my actual client database looks like. I have e-commerce clients that make $600,000 in total revenue. Why? Because they can track every dollar back to an ROI. Law firms, about $500,000 in revenue. They've got high ticket price, and the decision makers come with urgency. Painters and home services. This one's wild, guys. The top 20% of painters generated me $350,000 in revenue. But here's the kicker. The bottom 80% of painters, only $100,000 combined. Recruitment agencies, $200,000. Specifically, this is niched recruitment. So think of industries where recruitment agencies find for only one industry. This is not generalists. Now, think about that. The top 20% of my painters generated $350,000 of revenue. The bottom 20% only generated $100,000 of revenue. Now, the top painters I was working with, these guys were paying me 3.5 times, and their payments never declined. So here's your niche scorecard. And I highly recommend, if you've already picked a niche, just double check it, guys. 1, can they track ROI clearly? E-commerce wins here. 2, are they high enough ticket to afford $3,000 per month plus? Do they have actual urgency? Law firms have cases, recruiters have positions. Can you deliver results in under 30 days? If you cannot get results in under 30 days, don't take on the project. Will they pay up front, or will they pay net 15 maximum? And can they get it done? If these guys can't pay, if they don't hit at least 4 of these check marks, cut them as clients today. So the next section is services. And here's where things get spicy. These are the only 3 services we offer now in the AI space. Number 1, speed to lead systems. These generate $5,000 setups plus $2,000 per month. Website visitors come in, they get instant SMSs to book them in for an appointment once they're qualified. We get a 5-minute response time, and this happens 24/7. Huge value. One client went from 12% close rate to 47% close rate with this service. The second AI service we offer is the review automation machines. These are enormously powerful because they really impact the traffic on local search, which becomes the oxygen to a business, and then you become the blood. You can't have the blood be optimized without the oxygen. So review generation helps build the whole thing. So these are $3,000 plus $1,500 a month. And essentially it's automated review requests at the perfect moments. And if people are going to leave a bad review, these get intercepted. And as a business, you get the chance to actually help people. You get a chance to actually serve those people that you didn't know were annoyed. Now, the average client goes from 4.2 to 4.7 stars in 90 days, and on average triples their organic search traffic. Now, number 3, database reactivation campaigns. These either run a per line price, or we charge a flat $8,000 one-time setup fee. And essentially we can wake up leads that are up to 2 years old, fully automated, and the client just gets new leads every single day. The average ROI here is over 1,200% in the first 60 days for the client. That's it. No chatbots, no social media management, no custom solutions. We've optimized using the 80-20 rule to ensure that we are only selling the top 20% of services that get 80% of the results for them and 80% of the revenue for us. So 80-20 on daily activities. So here's my actual calendar. So 20% of my time is on sales calls, and that's only on qualified calls. 30% of my time is spent on building systems and automation building. 20% is on content like, well, this. And then 30% equals literally nothing. Thinking time, strategizing time, because everything else my team handles. The virtual assistants do it, automation does it, or just gets deleted. And here's the big thing you need to implement in your agency, a delete list. So on my delete list, proposal writing, I deleted it. I now do a templated and a Loom video. Follow-ups, these go in an automated system. Onboarding, this is a recorded process, plus one of my team actually handles that. Reporting, we either do automated dashboards or we do a Loom video. I will never spend time producing a PDF report again. Guys, the average quick call takes an hour and 20 minutes. They're never quick. So here is the nuclear option, guys. I mentioned before something that would melt your mind, and it melted mine. The 80-20 rule is actually recursive. Watch this. 20% of clients equals 80% of revenue. But 20% of that 20%, that is 4 percentage points, generating 64% of your total revenue. Look at my actual data. Here's my actual client breakdown over the life of my agency. Total e-commerce clients are 47. Total percent, the top 20% is 9 clients. And those 9 clients have done $480,000 of revenue. The top 4%, which is only 2 clients, have done $380,000 in revenue. 2 e-commerce clients, $380,000 in revenue. 1 sells baby furniture. 1 sells kids' toys. Both pay on time, every time, and have done for over 5 years. And both are on the same simple service. It's not rocket science, guys. So you know what this means? It means I could literally fire every other client I have. I could stop working 5 days a week and I could just serve these 2 clients and I would still make the income enough to be in the top 5% in America. Pretty cool. So here's the question, guys. What's your 4%? And if you're starting out, you don't know how to calculate this because you don't have past data. So that's where this multiplication effect comes in. So what you need to do is you need to nail the multiplication effect, especially in the beginning. So month 1, you need to cut back 80% of the services you're selling. I'm not saying necessarily cut old clients at this stage, but stop selling 80% of the stuff to new people. That means you get your time back. Month 2, fire 80% of your bad clients once you've got more, obviously, clients to replace them, which means now you've reduced your stress. Month 3, identify your top 4% and double down on them. These guys, if you double down on them, will spend even more again because I've already proven that they will. Month 4, clone your 4% and your revenue will explode. Month 6, your agency will be absolutely unrecognizable. So here's a real example. Sam, one of my good friends who I've been mentoring in the space for a while, went from 31 services to 4. Then he identified his top 4%, database reactivation. He fired everyone except businesses with 5,000 plus customers. And his revenue went from $19,000 a month to $73,000 a month in 5 months. And now he works for 4 days a week. So let me be violently honest with you for a second. You already know what your 20% is. You already know which clients drain you. You already know which services are absolute headaches. You know what actually makes you money. You're just scared. You're scared to cut it because you think, what if I need the revenue? But they might refer someone. But I already built the system. Stop negotiating with yourself, guys. Here is the action plan I'd recommend for anyone looking to implement this today. Step 1, download the 80/20 audit sheet. I'm going to put a link below for the audit sheet. Step 2, list every client and their last 3 months revenue. Take that out to 12 months or 2 years, however much data you've got to really double down here. Step 3, list every service and hour you've spent delivering. Step 4, rank by revenue per hour. Step 5, draw a line at the 20% mark. Circle your top 4%, the top 64% of your revenue. That's the 64-4 rule. And then, if you've got the income to support yourself and your agency by terminating these guys, step 7 is terminate everyone who fits below the line. And termination emails don't need to be aggressive. What you can do with termination emails is simply this. Hey, we've decided to focus on this. This is our price point. This is who we deliver the best for. At the moment, you're not a fit for that. Would you like to transition to this service and pay this amount of money? If not, we're going to have to offboard you. And here's the other people I'd recommend you potentially work with. This gives you the opportunity because sometimes people are just paying you a legacy rate. I had this. I had clients that I'd had stuck on $500 a month for a really easy service for a really long time. And they went away for a year. They went with their cousin who just started a business, started an agency. Needless to say, he blew up their campaign. They came back and I said, it's $1,500 minimum for that service now. And they said, okay, the value was there. And then if you want to have a bonus step, clone your 4%. Find 10 more clients exactly like your top 2. Now, is this brutal? Yes, it is. Is it absolutely necessary if you want to build a business you love that delivers results and makes you a hell of a lot of money? Absolutely. So look, you can keep playing the AI agency Swiss Army knife and you'll get stuck. I promise you, if you're starting out, you will get stuck at $5,000 to $20,000 a month. That's where you burn out with that business model. And if you decide to become a specialist who charges a lot more money for something you can deliver in your sleep, then 3 things will happen. You'll succeed, you'll be happier, you'll make more money. So that is it, guys. If you are brand new here, if you don't know what your 20% are, click the video below. I've got a 20 services in 20 minutes video. It'll give you a rapid fire overview of my menu. Now of this menu, any service can be a top 4%. My top 4% are not going to be your top 4%. It's going to depend on the industries that you target. So with that said, guys, last thing, if you're serious, I'm thinking of opening a mastermind. I'm thinking of opening a free mastermind to be technical. I'm going to do this in a couple of weeks. It's going to be a transformational mastermind, and to be upfront, it's going to be free. However, I'm not going to let everyone in. It's just going to be for people that I believe are going to kick ass so that I can get some testimonials. I've done this for friends. I've done this for myself for over a decade, and I'd like to do it for you. That feels like something you called for. So guys, thank you for watching this video. See you next time.